Welcome back to another carving video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to diamond cut your alloys at home and get that diamond cut look without any special equipment, just a spray can, some masking tape, and even some spray out cards. Let's get right into it. Let me tell you about this car first of all. This is my Mark 7 GTI I bought, one of the few I've had. I specifically bought this because it's got a really nice paintwork, it's pearl white. It's got, unfortunately, full gloss black alloys, but the original Austin alloys that GTI should have. The best alloys if you ask me. I'll show you the inside of the car. It's pretty clean. It's got the tartan seats as you'd want on a GTI. You know, it's got the floor mats, the LED lights, all the shebang, the stuff you want to have. Pretty low mileage, it's DSG. The only thing it's missing is leather seats, if you ask me. The spec on this car confuses me because it's got a 2 to 3k option extra paintwork from factory, but it hasn't got heated seats. But regardless, it still does drive nice, and it's a nice GTI. It's got the plaid leather, not plaid leather, it's got the plaid seats, plaid, you know, GTI with tartan, whatever. So that's always nice to see. Today's plan is very simple. I'm going to show you a very quick method on how I diamond cut alloys to get that diamond cut look without going to a refurbishment or anything, and just doing it as a DIY job. Then obviously I'll show you that trim piece as well. We're going to prep this car, get it for sale, but I have got a wedding to go to tomorrow, so the pearl white car makes more sense. Believe it or not, these are the only 3 things you're gonna need for this job. Some spray out cards, any sort of masking cards to go around the wheel, just like this. Then you're gonna need some sort of silver wheel spray paint. Then you're gonna need some masking tape. Let's get right into the job. This pearl white paintwork must have been 2 to 3k as an option extra from factories. But it is what it is. We're going to make the car look as original as possible. It's got all the service history with it. Drives really good as well. We're going to be painting the front of the rim only. We're going to mask around the black bits just to give it that diamond cut look, which most diamond cut alloys look like anyway. So we have to clean the rim, make sure it's free of any dust, dirt, grime. Otherwise it's going to show through the paint, especially as we're using spray can paint. Now that the alloys are all clean, even the inside, because that's where our masking tape is going to go, I'm going to remove this badge, then we're going to mask the insides of the alloy. You can see we've got the sharp edges of the alloy which separates the front of the face of the rim from the inside where we want it gloss black, and that should be silver, so it makes our job a lot easier when it comes to masking. Just done the first layer of masking tape. The masking is the make or break of this job. You can see we've set out the line, pushed it down to make sure it's solid, and we're going to do that around this room. And check out that very rare Saab 900, very nice car that is. This is one section of the rims now done. My dad actually gave me a tip which I never knew before. 1-inch tape is better than 2-inch for doing fine lines, so we're going to do that. And then the beauty of this job is we don't even have to mask the brakes or anything, because we can just put tape over, cover this section and paint the surface only. It'll make more sense when I show you guys in a second. Now that the edges of the rim, the most important part is done, we're going to scuff the front of the rim. Basically we're going to take the shine, the gloss out of the rim, then we can use the paint straight after that. When you're scuffing alloys, you want to be very gentle. Remember, we took a long time to make these lines and make them, like, you know, mask them very good. So when you're scuffing, you don't want to push those lines back, you want to do it very gently. My shoulder's actually injured, so I'm trying to do it as light as I can, so just bearing that in mind. When I'm scuffing these alloys, I'm doing it very gently, and when I'm going close to the edge of the tape, I'm pushing towards it so that I don't push the tape back, if that makes sense. You don't want to go against the tape. But yeah, I would recommend a red scotch pad or a rough scotch pad. That way it's just a lot easier. There is a grey one, but that one makes the job a lot harder because you have to scrub a lot more. Okay guys, now it's finally time for the fun stuff. We're about to paint the face of the rim. All the tape edges are perfectly in line. These bits were a pain, but I'm going to show you a quick way on how we're going to sort that later. But for now, let's get the base coat laid. Let's make this alloy have a look like a diamond cut. I just used these cards. They're called paint sample cards. Over, you know, around the alloy, they slot into the edge between the rim and the tire, and you can just see how quick that was. And when we paint, there'll be no overspray, it'll only get on the rim. Now it's time to paint the rim. I never usually do this. We're about to paint the alloys, but I just put a bit of brown paper over the paintwork because the last thing I want is overspray getting on the paintwork. These cards are usually enough. You usually won't get any, you know, overspray in the bodywork, but it's just not worth the risk. It's not a risk that I want to take. I just applied a dust coat, which is basically like a light misting coat on it. I'll just turn the camera and show you. You can see it's basically a light coat just to get the paint to stick, just to get it on there. And then we can do the second and third coat and then maybe lacquer it after just to hold that shine and give it a real silver look. But yeah, let's do the rest of the coats. I would show you the spraying process, but this is quite an expensive camera. I don't want to risk getting overspray on the lens. So what I will do is I'll give you a bit of advice off camera. You want to be using like you want to you want like an empty wall or whatever, you want to have a quick spray, make sure your pressures are good, that way you won't get any drips or anything when you're doing the alloys and painting them. While we wait for the alloys to dry, you can see I've done all 3 coats on it, they're pretty much fully covered. You can see, even though I did have this brown paper on just to, you know, prevent any overspray, if you go very close to it, there's no overspray, which is obviously quite good to see. So I'm not gonna take the risk of getting any overspray on this pearl white paintwork. That'd be a big headache. But these cards alone, that's a test, you know, that gives a good testament. These cards alone is enough to stop overspray. But yeah, you can see how quickly we did the job, or relatively quick it is to get diamond cut alloys. So I'm now complete with these alloys. I just did a quick coat of clear lacquer, a very light mist coat, not a thick coat, just to give it that shine and a bit of protection. So when you go, you can see there the reflection. When you go to car washes and whatnot, if you leave just the paint on there, you know, with no protection like the clear lacquer, it's gonna come off in the car wash when they use those acid chemicals. But this will give it at least some protection. You do want to be careful when you're using these sort of, you know, clear lacquer straight after the paint, because what often happens is you'll see the metallic drip, especially with silvers, right? But I did a light mist coat. You can see we'll go very close to it, there's no paint dripping. Yes, I know there is curb brush on the edge, but I just need that silver look. I just need the wheel to look decent, right? So there we have it. Let's take all the masking off once it's all dry, and then you guys can see the final result. So far guys, I've only taken off one of the sections of the masking tape, and this is the result. It's not going to be perfect, you will see a bit of feathering and whatnot, but from a distance that's looking really nice. So this is the final result. Obviously we did get a bit of, you know, overspray in the inside bits, but that's no problem. It's black, I can just use some touch-up paint and get it to look nice. Overall, for a DIY job that probably costs no more than, I don't know, £20 worth of materials, we saved a hell of a lot of money and time doing it ourselves. If I zoom out, it looks way better with the diamond cut alloys. Then let's go to the other side. These sort of black alloys making the car look a bit ghetto. I really much just prefer this factory look. I'm back in the garage. Obviously, as you guys saw, we did that last alloy there. Off camera, I'm gonna sort out the rest of these alloys. I'll show you guys how I'm gonna put that trim on later, and then yeah, I'll just time lapse it for you. Alright then, I'm pretty much basically finished. I kind of effed up with this alloy. What happened was, I was meant to use the greaser, right, and I ended up using the silver spray paint on the alloy, so I had to clean the insides. But yeah, after that, this is where I am now. I'll be honest, after doing all these alloys, I'm really tired, man. I only did this because I wanted to save a bit of money, but yo, so the money I would have spent diamond cutting this car, yeah, I probably would have spent renting a nice car. So here you can really see the paintwork popping out, but yeah, this car is looking pretty nice. Let's go around the number plate, save me some editing time, but yeah, have a look at that. This car is looking way better than how it was when it came in. Now it looks like a proper nice GTI. It looks like a regular GTI there, but in the sun, you'll see that metallic paintwork popping. The last sort of thing left to do is clear coat the alloy. While I wait for the paint to dry, let me show you how I'm gonna put that trim piece back on. This is a brand new trim piece that I bought from DMG. Shout out to them, DMG Autopots. It literally just slides in, just like so. It's a bit hard to do with one hand, but it should slot in somewhere here. Yeah, that's it. And then I think that's it. Hit it, click, and then I'll probably have to go underneath and mount it up properly. So I've sort of tidied up the garage a bit so I can show you around the car. So let's have a look around the car. You can see that was the first alloy we did. It came out pretty nice. That's probably the best alloy. I think the second one came out better, but that's how that's looking. There's a close-up. Then with the second alloy, this one came out. I think this one came out a bit better. Between that one and this one, I think they're more or less the same, to be fair. Then we move on to the next side. I had some real trouble with these sort of circles. I was trying to mask them and get these circles black, but I've got a new method. So let me show you around this side. On this side, I was getting a bit impatient. I just decided I'll paint that and I'll do it tomorrow. I'll probably mask a circle around, make a template, and then just spray the inside of their gloss black. But obviously, I'm masking the bolts so that they stay silver. That's how that one came out. Here's a close-up. And now, for the last alloy, which is where I effed up a lot, you can see in here, well, here's that far view burst. What the hell? I'm running out of the way. Okay, let's roll it back. Here's the far view, right? But yeah, that was a mad tongue twister there. You can see it looks quite good. But as you get closer, this is where I accidentally sprayed that silver instead of the degreaser while I was cleaning the rim. I had to clean it quickly with a cloth, but it came out decent. I'm gonna have to go back tomorrow and touch it in a bit, but from a distance it looks decent. I did kind of mess up the brake as well. I got a bit of paint there, so I'm gonna have to clean that too. But overall, at least from a decent distance, like from here, it looks good. Let me show you how it looks from the back. It's nothing special. It is, you know, more or less a box standard Mark 7 GTI, but because it's got that pearl white paintwork, I think these original alloys make it stand out a lot better than the black it was before. One thing about me, I really hate black alloys on a car like this. I feel like even on my red Mark 7 GTI, which I have currently, I made the alloys back to those sort of, I'll just put a clip here, I made them back to this sort of diamond cut style Boston alloys, just because of how much better the car looks when it's from factory. So yeah guys, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. For any of you who are curious about what I do, I actually flip cars full time. I buy and sell cars. So this is one of my personal cars slash flip cars. I mean, I did buy this to flip originally, but because I've got that wedding tomorrow, I figured, you know what, it works well together. I usually buy a few of these and just flip them, make a quick 2K, but I usually flip banger cars on a regular basis. So cars like these, I usually buy them for £1,000, you know, under £1,000, flip them, make £1,000 profit on them. Cars like this, they don't make me much profit, I'll be honest. Maybe like 2-3K margin. But a banger car, you know, for the upfront expense as well, buying them. But a banger car will make me a 1K return for 1K put in, 1-to-1 return, right? So I prefer doing those. If you want to learn more about that, I have a mentorship program. Check it out here. Get started with buying, selling cars, make an extra 2-3K a month, just like my students do, just like this. I've got a mentorship program and a free training linked in the bio for you to get started, take that first step. On the program, if you want to get started with that, you can use the same link. And yeah, quick tutorial. I haven't seen anyone doing, you know, diamond cut style rims. I haven't seen anyone make a video on this, so I figured why not be the first. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Drop a subscribe. Peace.